The Fleet Mag Fashion Spotlight with Dr. Marsha. Today's special guest, Erik Castano.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
You're fantastic. I love your dress.
Thank you. I love yours too.
I'll be dressed up later.
Oh, I know you will. I cannot wait to see it, by the way.
Right,
Yes.
thank you.
I'm so excited. So I am chopping it up this evening with the one and only Mr. Erik, with the K, by the way.
Okay.
Castano?
That's right, Castano.
Yeah, Castano. So I'm learning to say his name, but that's all right. I will get it.
We got it.
So, Erik, I want to talk to you about the show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you about your fashion designs.
Okay.
Oh my God. I cannot wait for this article because I know I saw just two of your designs one afternoon by happenstance. And I tell you, I have been enamored ever since. I'm like, oh my God. So I cannot wait for the fashion show, but I want you to give us a little sneak preview what they're going to be about, some of the things you have in it, and then I also want to find out a little bit of your background about, you getting into this fashion game. Okay. So who is Erik?
So, I am Erik Castano. Of course, you guys already know that. I started in this industry. I was 48. So I started in this industry when I was 36. And it was a funny story how it all started. I was modeling.
Okay.
So I started to model first. That was the beginning. So as I progressed through the modeling stage, I modeled for a little over, I think, 11 years. And then I always wanted to be a designer. I saw how my mom used to dress, my aunt used to dress, my uncle, my grandpa. Everybody was really into the fashion. They either had suits on, or my mom was a super fashionista, so she had high thigh boots on and very 70s flavor. Same thing with my aunt, who was like high fashion as well. So really, it was one of those things where I just kind of was exposed to it early. My cousin was in the show business as well. So the fashion has always been in the circle of the family. My cousin, like I said, he was in show business, and I traveled with him all over up and down New York City for years, and I used to see him do plays, and I used to see him walk around.
Your cousin Tyler Perry?
He could have been. Listen, if he's listening, he could have been that. But regardless, I mean, he had a great run, and I got a chance to see a lot of things that I would have not seen during my childhood because of him. And a lot of things I thank a lot of my family for that, because I've seen so many different avenues of fashion at an early age. So it brought me to model, and then now I'm here just becoming a designer. It was always going to be something, like I said, I wanted to do.
Okay. I think that's something that we have in common. I've always been into fashion, but my reason was because I went to Catholic school as a kid, and we always had to wear those god-awful uniforms.
Yes.
So I was like, when I grow up, I'm going to have a lot of clothes. And on the weekend, I would always wear something so different. And people were like, where'd you get that from? But because of that, I think that's what really sparked my interest in fashion. So it was a little similar. And you said something about New York. I went to Catholic school in New York, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I think it was. And so, we had to wear those uniforms. So I was like, oh no.
I was raised in Queens, and I went to a Catholic church, and I went to Catholic school on, I guess they had programs that we would do after school on certain days, on Wednesdays and Thursdays, something like that. So I would go to St. Joan of Arc. It was anybody's Sister Mary, God bless her soul.
Yes, I know.
She was an amazing
woman. I
woman.
wanted to be a nun one time.
And he always used to just be up and
Don't laugh.
Listen, we used to just all be over there in that Catholic school-ish area, and we used to see the kids being that part of that. So, but we weren't never exposed to that. But regardless, it was, like I said, good experiences.
Yes, and you probably had more influence than you even know. Because it's amazing how things in our childhood can really influence who we are, who we become, and all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so tell me, so you got your interest in your start in fashion from your family mainly, is basically what you're saying. Okay.
Mainly, right.
And then you did something else, though, before you really decided to go full force, I guess you might say.
So I modeled. And then the modeling, so we're going to rewind a little bit. I was working with a company here in Virginia Beach called the Runway Authority. And I was their bilingual journalist for 4 seasons of Fashion Week. So
wow.
I also got the chance to see backstage New York Fashion Week and these shows, these wonderful designers from all over the world, Turkey, Indonesia, Japan, China, India. Like, it was just exposed to me, you know, it was all in front of my face. And so I would see so many different styles and so many different
fabrics.
looks and fabrics and, you know, just being around that particular moment in time and looking back at it now, it's like that really gave me the confidence to come out with this collection. And I thank the Loan Authority, Kevin Higgins, Marquita Bianca, Charles Hunley. They are the founders of the Loan Authority.
Now, does that still exist?
Yes,
today?
they're here. They are still here.
Oh,
they still
really?
represent the 757. They go to New York a lot, all the time. So they gave me a good opportunity to be their bilingual journalist, and I was able to go up there and interview wonderful designers from all over the globe. So that, along with the modeling, started to kick in, and I was just exposed to it really early, really fast, and I got into it, and it wound up progressing very quickly.
Okay. So you don't have any necessarily formal training.
None.
Your training is wow.
None. I have none, but I was one of the best models in this area as far as bridal was concerned. I was working with a lady by the name of Evie Mansfield. She was a woman that has a talent agency here, and she gave me an opportunity to work with her agency as well. And I was exposed to a lot of the fashion shows here for the first 5 or 6 years. And it was a wonderful experience.
Are you from the 757?
No, I'm originally from Queens, New York.
Oh, okay. Right, you did say that.
Right. So when I was able to do those shows, I was exposed again with these bridal shows that were just phenomenal shows.
Oh, yes.
And
yes, I've seen a bridal fashion
that was a run that I was able to be thankful for, because it gave me exposure, and I was able to network. Then from there, it just progressed. I wound up meeting a producer by the name of Ron Cook, and he started showing me all these shows in DC, and then we had shows in Richmond with the Tim Reed, and it really just kind of expanded.
You said Tim Reed?
Yeah, Tim Reed.
From Sister?
Right.
Yeah, I know it's from
So we have a show, shout out to Tim Reed. He has a show, the Tim Reed Showcase.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, up in Richmond. So he had a show, and I was in his show once walking, and then not too long, about a year or two ago, I was again there as a designer. So it's just been a very fast roller coaster ride, and it's been really enjoyable because I got a chance to actually live it. And recently I'm actually kind of jumping back in because I took a little break from everything. Things started to get away from me too fast, so I had to kind of corral everything back in. But now it's like I'm back on the saddle again, and I'm coming out to more shows and doing more shows now. I have a show after this show here. I have a show December the 9th in South Carolina. Impossible 1, I think it's called. It's from my friend Kelly. He has the organization for autism children out there. And I work with him now for 3 seasons with him. 1 as a model and 2 as a designer. This is my second one for designer. So he has a magnificent program out in South Carolina that benefits and works with autism children and special needs children. And the best thing about that is that we get to dress the models that have the kids that have special needs, so they are walking on their own way.
Oh, how beautiful!
And it's just like they feel like they're kings.
Yes,
yeah. Kings
I know.
And queens.
Oh my God,
that
sounds really beautiful. I may have to go to that show. I remember you told
Fort
me about
Hill, South Carolina.
Fort Hill. Yeah, it's right. Fort Mills.
Fort Mills.
Yeah, right outside of Charlotte and Carowinds and all that area. Yeah,
exactly.
that's I'm from North Carolina, so yeah. But yeah, that sounds really exciting. It sounds like a very exciting show, and I love that you guys have put the children in the show, because there's nothing like that feeling of being on the stage. I mean, if you ask music artists, if you ask fashion models, whomever, speakers, most people will probably tell you there's nothing like that feeling of being on the stage, and so to give them that kind of joy, and I'm sure some of them were frightened, but
they were all over us. Guys, I was dressing them up with hats and umbrellas. I want this hat. They're reaching, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm here. Let's go. Let's get everybody. And they love it, and it was a lot of these shows, I would say this, none of us make a lot of money doing this stuff. This is really just pro bono.
Right.
But when you get an opportunity,
love, yeah.
you get an opportunity to come out here and help special needs children, and for this case, this show that we're here for Young Investors Group, which we'll get into that in a second, to be able to be a part of that for me is the reward. I mean, I love to sell. I want to sell my brand. I want to make sure my brand gets notarized. But if I get a chance to do this and be a pillar in this community and be a pillar for a kid that be able to wear my brand and love the brand, then that's good enough.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Yes, and we all have to get back. It's our responsibility.
Absolutely.
Much is given, much is required.
Yes.
And so, I believe wholeheartedly in that. I'm gonna actually talk to Kiza and a few about her group that sponsors this. But so what should we be looking for tonight in the show?
Okay,
What kind of designs
so
are we thinking?
the brand Modafina, this is now going into our third year. So we launched a little over 2 years ago. Now we're going into year 3, and so the expectation of another collection, another pieces is steadily in the motion. What I have now here today is a few pieces that I have not showing as much. Everybody's seen a few pieces, but I got like 3 or 4 pieces that I'm only showing 8 pieces tonight.
Okay.
So
okay.
5 guys and 3 girls.
Okay.
So out of the 5, 3 of those pieces that I have, out of the 8, 3 of them have not been seen.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a little bit of preview about what's to come, and it's exciting because the fact that there's people still like, well, what's next? You raise the bar. We want to see. You put this wonderful collection out there. When are we going to see next?
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that the next project I got is 35 to 40 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I do have everything drawn out. I have my sketches already. I have everything kind of set up. We're just waiting to kind of get the last bit of pieces to get to manufacturing and all. But this collection here has been my baby because it's the first one. So, and I take pride in it and make sure I do the best that I can to display it, to make sure do different things to the lineup every time, put different outfits, put different accessories to make sure that you're just not seeing just the same old suit. I put a hat the last time. I put a umbrella and cane with the other ones. I'll try to dress it up to give you an idea that this suit can be versatile. You can change. You can have this outfit worn in different ways. When they see the collection, they're like, wow, where am I going to template of ways that you can wear these suits?
Oh, nice. Okay. Because some people do need that. A lot of people, some people are just naturally gifted at putting and coordinating,
right.
And then others may need a little support. So I think that's a really nice little added feature for people that really need it. So now tell me this, some designers that may have inspired you.
Oh, wow. Again, I saw a collection in New York from a futuristic designer, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. God, I'm so bad. But just off the ones that I go to a lot is Tom Ford. I like Dior. I like you said, Laurent. I watch those. Gucci is nice, but I really like the avant-gardeness of Dior. I like the way that they present their brand. And again, these are just regular the people's names that you know of. I mean, I'm talking about the underground scene of fashion that nobody really mentions. I have one of my mentors that he does a really good job with his brand is Adrian Alicer. He's out of New York. He's a Puerto Rican designer.
Okay, nice.
And he's fantastic designer. I've seen his work a lot. Great designer, great person, and what he puts out on the runway is just badass. This is really what it is. It's in lack of word, it's just badass. And so I watch how he puts this stuff out there. Fanny from Fanny House, she has a wonderful African collection that she does, which is really nice. I like looking at her stuff. Urban Sophie, she's here. She has some really dope stuff as well that has like a lot of streetwear mixed with like avant-garde and a little bit of flashiness. So
nice.
These are the designers that I look at. Three Scoops is another one. It's like the ones, like I said, I like the high-end designers, but reality is some people can't reach to the high-end dollars, right? So I'm like, so why not?
A belt for $1,000, really good shit.
Like right now, and I'll say this: my son right now, he has his brand. It's EX27 or CX27. I can't remember his name because it's like abbreviated, but it's all T-shirts and hoodies. But it's stuff that is actually eye-catching, and it's like where he's getting the ideas from. So I look at his page and I see how the younger generation are responding just to this. So really, I'm constantly looking at everybody's stuff from the younger kids to the older G's.
And I
to the
think
mid,
that
and
is
in the middle.
smart.
Yeah.
Because it then presents an opportunity for you to not just cater, because that was my next question. You're like, is there a target group that you're focusing in on? But, I think it makes sense to look at all, because the thing is, even though people like to categorize us in age groups, we come in and out of our age groups all the time, right? So we don't stick to any one thing.
And one of the questions that I get a lot is, Erik, you came out with this collection with these slim, skinny models. Are you going to come out with a collection for the curvy
big guys,
and the curvy women, and the big and tall guys? And so the answer to that is yes. My next collection will be catered to athletically built women, curvy women, big guys, athletic guys. So we're going full spectrum on the next collection. That's why it's a little bit bigger. It's a bigger collection because I have to cater to a lot more people.
Right.
But I also want to be able to have models walk down the runway in all different shapes and sizes.
Yes.
Because
the real world.
The real world. And I get it. I get we have models that are size 2s and 0s, and that's great. And that's the New York strictly New York models. But we got models that are size 14s, models that are 12. 10s and 16s. I mean, we got different types of women, and they're all curvy, and different type of guys who wear 50 jacket, 54s, 56, even 60s. Like, I mean, there's big dudes out there that rock jackets. My friend here that's walking today, Frank, he's a 54.
Oh, wow.
So, big guys. And that's what I want to start, to go into the next level of this next collection, is to get that out there, so that way I'm just not, okay, he only does stuff for this particular
right.
Yeah,
because that really what that does is actually it doesn't expand your brand, but it narrows it more. I think, and then you're leaving a lot of people out.
Right.
And you know what they say: don't leave money on the table.
No,
right.
No,
So,
I will not.
But then the other thing is that I was thinking about when you were saying that is. So the fashion show tonight, it's women and men with beards, right?
Yes,
the Bella and the beard,
Correct.
right? So I love that name, because when I first heard about it, when you first told me about it, I was thinking, so pretty girl and the man with the beard. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like the Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, like the Beauty and the Beast, exactly.
Right.
So that's exactly what I thought about. But I love the way that she played on that, because, and then of course as I came into the building, I saw these men with beards. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So, ladies, I hate that you're not here, but okay.
So speaking on Kezia Hendricks, she's the co-founder of the Young Investors Group and the Virginia Beauty Festival here. I got involved with her at the beginning of this whole journey of hers, and I was styling the young men at a hangar that we had in Suffolk. This was like the actual first photo shoot that they had. They had a calendar. And I was able to show them how to tie ties and get them dressed up and get them all. And I was but worked with a couple of other guys that were there. Joe and Jaleel, they were there as well, putting this whole project together. So I'm not going to take full credit, but at that time, we were all, invested in this whole journey with Kezia, and now she has Virginia Beard Festival, and now she has Young Investors Group, and that's why we're here today. We're here to help this Young Investors Group organization do a fundraiser for this show. So all the proceeds tonight will be going to the Young Investors Group, and the Young Investors Group is, predominantly for children that are, either troubled youth or going through some issues with, court related or need money for lawyers or whatever. This is where we all kind of come in together and say, you know what, this is what we're going to do. We're going to help this organization. And Kezia Hendricks and the rest of the crew of the Young Investors have been doing a great job. And I'm really glad to be a part of this show this evening.
Yes, I'm excited too. We can't wait for the show. So we'll do part 2 in a few minutes. So
I'm going to go ahead and get changed.
All right, Erik. So how was the show?
Great show?
Yes.
Like
oh my God, yes. I love the design. It's like you didn't need any jewelry, because the jewelry was built into the jacket or whatever. The pants even. At the hemline or whatever, The golds there. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I love that the adornment was for either women or men. It wasn't just for women.
Right.
And that's what you see most of the time. So I like how you kind of got out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That was really, really good. How do you feel?
Relief.
Right.
It's relief because a lot goes into preparing. So you gotta get everybody ready. You gotta get everybody dressed. You gotta make sure it looks right and the lighting looks good. And so that's a little bit of relief. I take a breather now. And we
Uh-huh.
start, I'll take a couple days off and start ramping up for the December night show. So just, one down, another one up
Yes,
on,
yes,
on,
yes.
on deck. But, I'm glad that everybody liked the collection.
Yeah.
I love the feedback. I love the energy. This is what I live for. The whole vibe, the whole, people look at it and it's like the comments, the feedback, this and that, and that's what makes me want to continue to do this. You live up to the job that you want to do. Just do it. If you love what you do, put that effort into it and enjoy your job. And I love what I do, and I love how it's been turning out. And I keep telling everybody, if you love this collection, you're really gonna love the next one. Because
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
It's gonna be just as good, if not better.
Mm.
And I guess it's just taken me a little bit of time to kind of get it ready. But this one took me 2.5 years to get ready. So. And again, this is a 13. I made it, started off at 13 and I got it up to like 16, 17. So I added a few more pieces to this go around. But nonetheless, I had a few more suits that I didn't bring today. But I'm just going to start bringing those out when the new collection starts to come out as well. But
Yeah, very nice.
It was
Exquisite,
exciting.
different, unique, kinds of you took a twist on. It reminded me of tuxedo, really high glamour, for an evening out, ball or something like that. And now that it's holiday season, those kinds of outfits are very perfect for that.
Correct.
But it was a different twist. The color was different than what you normally see.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it was kind of a teal.
Yep.
That one guy had. Oh my God, with the gold, the lapel. It was so beautiful. And we don't usually say that when we talk about men's fashion being beautiful, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It really was. And the showstopper.
Big Jack.
Yes, honey.
Big Jack. Hey, listen.
And he was so cool walking out there.
That is why I put him in the end, because I already know he gets all the whistles. He gets, first of all, a good looking guy.
Yes.
Great personality. And he's got a fantastic looking beard.
Yes.
And you put those three together, and you put him on the runway, and you put him in a really nice suit. He oozes the confidence.
Yes.
And the crowd feeds off it.
Yes, and the women were like, because it was so surprising. Yeah, it was very surprising.
He don't get the cat calls. That's typical Jack. And he's a good man. He does what he does. Happy with his life, happy with his wife, happy with everything that he does, and biblical man. He does what he does with the church. But all in all, he's a good soul, and I'm glad I was able to grab him. Yes.
And what I liked, he was giving me Shaft energy. Richard Roundtree, who just recently passed away. Oh my God, I look and do a double take. I'm like, oh my God, he's giving me Shaft energy right now.
He's definitely.
So that was a nice surprise. That was really nice.
I love it. I love how everybody looks. Like I said, I'm trying to give everybody a variation of the body sizes. If you look at it from the beginning, I started with a short lady and kind of worked my way up to the tall.
To the tall, yes.
And that's kind of the same perspective I want to do going to the next collection. I'm going to start with slim, athletic, curvy, full size. And same thing with the guys. Slim, athletic guys, and you can have the big guys, and you got the really husky, gnarly guys. So
right.
That's where I really want to concentrate on, not just the single portion of the
because for real people, everybody is not the model type. Most people are not. So, but this was a wonderful show. I can't wait to see the next show that you do, or next event that you have, especially here locally. And I really like the fact that you are collaborating with this particular organization, the Young Investors Group, because I think the work they're doing is phenomenal.
Fantastic.
And I think that you being a part of that speaks volumes about who you are and what you're trying to do as well. So I commend you. I thank you so much for the interview. Is there anything else you want to say that you want to add, you want to leave the audience with?
I really appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. Shout out to Pink Diamond for putting us on.
Yes.
On to us. Thank you. And like I said, it's the passion business. Some people do things for hobby. I do this for the love of the fashion, and I love how people look when they walk out and they walk on that runway, and it's different. You get a different experience. It's like you're coming out into another person. It's almost like the Beyonce and Sasha Fierce moment.
Yes,
right? Okay?
yes.
So I'm using that as an example, but really that's what it is. A lot of these guys haven't walked, never walked. And some of them have walked, but every time they come to me and they wear my suit, it's like, oh, yeah,
Right.
I'm wearing this suit, and so it's like, all right, cool. Like I love that. I feed off of that. So it's like when I see that, I'm like, all right, I'm good.
And somebody in the crowd made a comment and said, "Ooh, this is a whole nother level." So your fashions compared to the other ones, you know, not making a comparison, but it was just a comment I heard. Ooh, that's a whole nother level. So that to me speaks volumes about your work, your body of work. So congratulations to you for a successful show.
Thank you.
And again, thank you so much for taking time to share with us your gift to the world.
It was very a pleasure of mine. And like I said, I can't wait to do it again. Next show is in Fort Mills. I keep saying Fort Hills. It's Fort Mills, and that's going to be for the I Am Possible show, and that's again for the autistic children and special needs children. So that's another event that's going to be just as good, another fundraising event, and I'm looking forward to it. You can find me on Erik.Castano at Instagram. I do have my website, which is www.erikcastano.com, and the same thing is on Facebook, which is Erik Castano. And thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you so much, Erik. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
For interviews, music news, and entertainment, go to thefleetmag.com.